Hamburgers, the cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
What kind of hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers.
No. Where'd you get them? McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, where?
Big Kahuna Burger.
Big Kahuna Burger. That's that Hawaiian burger joint. I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Need another beer? You might as well bring one once we finish this one. I don't know how much I'll have to say about the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Because it's fucking boring. Eater done. Yesterday we saw The Hitman's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson as the titular Hitman and Bodyguard. So Aidan, what was the plot of The Hitman's Bodyguard? Ryan Reynolds is a bodyguard for people. He's an escort, a AAA rated escort man, and he escorts people. And Samuel Jackson is a killer, and Ryan Reynolds ends up, some Chinese guy gets his head blown off, and Ryan Reynolds becomes a loser and his girlfriend leaves him. And then his girlfriend's like, I need you to escort Samuel Jackson, the world's most notorious hitman, to this meeting, jail, courtroom appearance thing.
For the Russian guy.
Because Vladimir Putin shoots, he's the president of some country, and he just goes around with his own two bare hands murdering civilians. Specifically so that at the end of the movie...
Oh, and in public with hundreds of people where there's pictures that can easily be taken.
Yeah, that's the thing. He kills them with his bare hands so that there's no doubt that he was behind it, because there's photographic evidence of him like cracking babies' necks and shit.
Physically, yeah. As if Hitler was throwing gas in the chambers and gas in the Jews.
So Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson go on a road trip, because this is mostly a road trip movie, and they bond and they learn about each other, and they become good friends even though they start as mortal enemies. And Ryan Reynolds gets his Mexican, French, British girlfriend back, and they sail off happily ever after into the sun.
You could say they get her done. Plus they kill Vladimir Putin.
Get her done. Yeah, Samuel Jackson kills Vladimir Putin.
He gets her done.
He definitely gets her done. Just like they get the guy. So Connie, what did you think of the Hitman's? Like, you want him to call it the Hitman's Apprentice? Like the Magician's Apprentice?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Sorcerer's Apprentice. Well, that's the Magician's Apprentice, the one attached to the Mummy movie. The crazy.
Oh god.
What did you think of this movie? You think of The Hitman's Bodyguard?
Honestly, The Hitman's Bodyguard was mediocre. You know, I don't even know where to start with this movie. The action scenes were alright. The story was stupid, pretty ill thought out. The road trip was weird. The whole concept of this movie is really weird. I think the hitman and Samuel Jackson as the hitman and Ryan Reynolds as the bodyguard, there was the conflict there, but they slowly became friends and understood each other. And it's like, alright. And Sam Jackson is this huge brash killer that likes bragging about killing people. But he reveals that he only kills the bad guys, basically, who he accuses of being the bad guys, with 100% success rating according to this movie, because they need to make him like a sympathetic bad guy. And it's just like, I feel like that takes part of the interest out of this movie. Like, it feels like some weird buddy cop movie, but everything about it's nonsensical, because like the KGB of this foreign, not Russia country is after him the entire time, and it's like, okay, there's the mole in the agency, so it's dangerous because Sam Jackson might get assassinated. Okay, so why didn't What's-Her-Face keep in better touch with Ryan Reynolds and say, look, I'm not a mole, I'm gonna go with them, but we're gonna keep this shit off the books because I think we're infiltrated. And then maybe like the lady says you can't do that and she breaks her phone or something. Then the character development where Ryan Reynolds learns to love this girl that he broke up with 2 years ago, and apparently neither him or her moved on, even though they're in like their late 30s and probably should have moved on a little faster. You know, they didn't move on from this, you know. And that development all happens because the hitman says so. And it was really fucking,
like, he loves you.
it was fucking weird. And then his testimony, even though he's killed like 3,000 people, his testimony holds up perfectly in court.
He had the pictures, I
Because
guess.
he has the pictures, but it's like, okay,
It's-
why didn't he sit in jail? Fine, the transferring didn't work right. Have they never heard of fucking email? They could have emailed the thing and he could have Skype called in his testimony and just said it's too dangerous. There might be a mole, especially after like 30 agents died. You'd
Email.
think there would
In
be
real life,
better
I wouldn't
ways.
even email it. I would say fuck the testimony. I'd like post that shit on Reddit or something and just have like billions and billions of saved
Yeah, that's
copies
the
of
other
it going
thing
around.
is like, you know, someone probably should have WikiLeaks that bitch, you know? Or something like that, or posted it on the internet and said this is the president. You know, if anything, it would have at least caused a revolution, you know? And, you know, America probably would have taken the side of the guy who's not literally murdering babies in the street. At that point, it's so fucking damning that, you know, it is what it is. And also, why is this movie about British people and yet every single fucking main character is like...
Not
why didn't
British.
this fucking movie take place in America? Maybe because they thought it would be more outlandish if all these terrorist attacks with mercenaries driving around that happened in America, because, you know, terrorists just run free in Europe.
Yeah, but
basically.
the people in Britain watching this movie are probably bored to tears by it. They're like, oh, another terrorist attack? Why don't I
Yeah,
just look
exactly.
outside my window?
Yeah, or they go out to the other side of the movie theater where the kids are getting brained by Vladimir Putin or whatever. But instead, you know, so all this shit happens, and it's like, why is both Sam Jackson and Ryan Reynolds American, and why are they inserted into this story? Like, I guess technically their nationality didn't matter, but also, like, everything about this felt like it really wanted to be a British spy film that really wanted American actors. Like, the music was obviously inspired by James Bond, because it literally sounded like the James Bond score half the time. Like, I could not even tell you if they just literally rented out the James Bond score that goes... Like, not the main James Bond score, but like the one they use when James Bond is like walking around Britain and trying to be all suave and cool, you know? Like the Daniel Craig ones. Like, at points, I straight up thought that's what they were doing. And obviously Ryan Reynolds stars in this movie, so he has to do his meme comedy the whole time. Where he's like killing people and he's like, God, I just want to be a good guy or whatever, and then he swears.
I just want to eat a enchilada.
You know, I think we swear a lot on this program, but there's something to be said when I think a movie has far too much swearing.
Oh my god.
Like Sam Jackson's wife says the F word every 5 minutes. Sam Jackson says it every 5 minutes. You know, when I'm improv,
This
and
movie
I
has an
probably
R rating,
swear.
but there's not a second of blood in it.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
not a second of real, like,
I mean, there's
non-cartoony
actually some
violence.
blood when the people are getting shot in that fucking terrorist attack.
Okay, there's like 4 seconds of blood, but for the most part, this movie's R rating comes from the fact that they're saying fuck every fucking quarter second.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you say the F word, like, in improv and stuff, fine, but when you're making a Hollywood movie or whatever fucking place this movie is made, and you were inserting so many F-bombs, some screenwriter said Sam Jackson's wife is going to say the F-bomb every 4 seconds. Like, I don't know any human being that naturally says the F word as much as any character in this fucking movie. And I just said the F word right there. That was unintentional.
Fuck word?
I said the F word.
The fuck word?
You can rewind the fucking tape.
Yes, I know. I was just
Yes, the fuck word. But they said the F word every 4 seconds. It was really fucking annoying. God fucking damn that stupid fucking movie. But anyways, I don't know. It could be worse. I wouldn't rank it with the worst of the year. We still got Transform. We still got not Ouija or we got fucking Annabelle. We got fucking Transformers 5. We got fucking Now I'm just swearing as much as I can on purpose. We got the Mummy. We got a lot of shit. So I mean, it definitely lands in the middle of the 2017 dartboard. That said, I don't know. I would rather. It just felt like a movie that'll be extra forgettable once Deadpool comes out, where Deadpool 2 is probably going to be done a lot better than this movie and on a better budget. But it's gonna be the same shit. This movie felt like Ryan Reynolds was doing Deadpool light to fill the time until the next Deadpool movie gets made, basically. And it was yeah. So Aidan, what did you think of this movie?
This movie was pretty much R.I.P.D. 2,
Basically.
where they took a moderately interesting concept and turned it into a action comedy movie.
Buddy cop movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Generic slop buddy cop action comedy movie where they got the edgy fuck jokes and the edgy wiener jokes and the scene where the girl farts is really embarrassing.
Oh God.
And they
You mean the fat chick?
yes, and they pretty much just make the most boring piece of shit you could possibly make. This movie felt like a video game, but it felt like everything bad about video games. Like, the story, pretty much non-existent. It was just like they go to a place and they fight some guys. Everything was just like hyper convenient all the time. Like half this movie is just like vehicle chases. There's one where Ryan Reynolds is on a motorcycle and he jumps his motorcycle onto a boat, and the boat has a motorcycle ramp at the end and he jumps off the motorcycle ramp onto a bridge and shit. And there's a part where Sam Jackson's in like a Honda Accord or whatever the fuck, and he's on this dirt path, like he goes into a ditch, and him and like 7 cars are racing down this dirt path, and the dirt path has a bunch of like Honda Accord sized jumps and stuff that he's going off of, and he's like swerving around and spinning back and forth and like doing quick time events where he's like stealing the gun off the motorcycle.
Yeah.
All the characters are incredibly two-dimensional. I mean, they're basically not characters. Ryan Reynolds plays funny loser who loves his girlfriend. Girlfriend plays serious girlfriend who is angry at her boyfriend but still loves him.
Well, no.
Sam Jackson is Sam Jackson. He says motherfucker all the time because that's what Sam Jackson does. Sam Jackson's wife is edgy lady who Sam Jackson likes because she's edgy. That's pretty much the whole roster of the character. Oh, and Vladimir Putin literally runs around murdering children for fun with his bare hands.
You know what else I noticed about Samuel Jackson? I felt like we just went through a list of like, what things do we want to insert in this character now that we have Sam Jackson? Surprise, motherfucker! Did I say what again, motherfucker? They were just short of saying "say what again, motherfucker," and they'd have every Samuel L. Jackson line he always says. Like, I don't know if they just paraphrased him, cloned him.
Fucking motherfucker in this movie.
The problem is, like, Sam Jackson's character felt like Sam Jackson just showed up on set and said, "What's the general idea of the movie?" And they like, "This is what happens. You're the hitman, and you follow around." And Ryan Reynolds follows you around. And he said, "Okay," and then he improved all his lines, and they're like, "Okay, Sam, we need you to go stay on script." And he's like, "No thanks.
Yeah, but
I'll quit at any point."
the plot was such contrived garbage. Like the part where the guns go off in the trunk and blow up the other car. Just like everything in this movie was just contrived to extend the movie and to get the main characters to know each other and become friends. You know, it's pretty much, you know, the action is passable. I mean, it's pretty much just generic action that you could see in any movie. If you cut these car and motorcycle scenes out where, like all the motorcycle scenes, the guy's just wearing a helmet. It could be Ryan Reynolds under there. It could be fucking Ryan Gosling under there. It could be fucking Ryan Seacrest under there. You have no idea.
Yeah.
They could just stick that scene in any movie and it'd be the same fucking thing.
Could be DJ Khaled under there.
Yeah, probably not. Could be Aidan Gillen. Who played CIA.
Could be Bane.
But you know, the comedy was not there at all.
Wasn't like Rush Hour. Rush Hour is a funny movie. And it's also action, adventure, buddy cop movie. This was just boring. And I mean, it pretty much just suffers from being too generic. It's not bad enough to be entertaining in that way. It's certainly not good. It's just kind of, I mean, by the time that I got home today, one day after seeing this, 24 hours after seeing this movie, I had forgotten that I had seen it. And I had to be reminded. So that's pretty much, I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the world who will actually like this movie, but I don't think there are a lot of people who are going to hate it. So that's something. Would you recommend this movie, Connor? The Spy's Diary, Diary of a Wimpy Spy, Diary of some guy.
No diaries are in this title. It's The Hitman's Bodyguard.
The Princess's Bodyguard. The Princess Diary
Yes.
3.
Close enough. I would recommend it if you find it in the red box and you've seen everything else in the red box, but you know, you're like somewhere where you don't have internet connection, like you drove out to Yellowstone and you're at like a gas station, like a 7-Eleven out by Yellowstone, but there's no like Netflix or service out there, and obviously you're not at home, so you don't have Wi-Fi, but you got like a portable DVD player in the car or something, or maybe you have like a DVD player at the hotel, and it's like
the
it's
only thing
99
available in the red
cents.
box.
I
Nothing
mean,
else,
based
else
on
is
everything
checked out.
else that's come out in 2017. I mean, if it's like the red box is like, here's your 5 options: All Eyes on Me, Annabelle, Transformers 5, The Mummy, or
Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Pirates of the Caribbean 5 and this, I would pick The Hitman's Bodyguard. That's my suggestion. That is how I recommend it.
Complex recommendation. Yep. Probably just gonna say pass on this unless you get, I don't know. Oh, God.
You
I
don't
don't
want
wanna
to do
do-
a red box
I don't want to
recommendation.
do scenarios. I wasn't gonna do the red box. I was gonna say, you know, like if your fucking cheesy uncle wanted to see something, I guess. I don't know. Who even goes to movies with their uncles? I don't know. It makes sense. I'm sure somebody does.
Yeah,
Black people, they like their family a lot more than white people do.
Yeah, I guess this movie might have some urban appeal, except for the fact that Ryan Reynolds in the love story, that would really...
I don't see the urban appeal here. I understand what you're getting at because
Samuel
Sam
L.
Jackson's
Jackson.
in it, but I don't think it has the urban appeal because it's a fucking boring movie set in Britain and it doesn't got the word nigga in it even once.
Yeah, if I was to try to recommend this to a movie to a black person, I would say just go for All Eyes on Me if that's in the red box. Well, I don't even think the red box will probably pick up All Eyes on Me. Probably will.
Even
It'll be in the back. It'll get sold for like 99 cents after like 3 months. Yeah.
Pretty much